Hey Pokemon Masters, Toby here, and Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are on their way out. Maybe they're already out by the time you're watching this video. And you're thinking, oh no, Kanto, here we go again. To which I scoff and laugh, oh ha 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 ha. Yes, here we go again. But this time, it is different. So many people have been saying, oh no, but it's just the same thing all over again. We did red, blue, yellow, we did fire, red, leaf, green. Why are we doing the exact same journey again? But here's the thing. We're not. For me, one of the critical things about Pokemon is building a team. Building a team, a collection of Pokemon that I love. And one of the slots seems to be taken up. That by your partner Pokemon, Pikachu or Eevee. Now, as far as I'm aware, it is possible to not have your partner Pokemon with you and to trade it out for a 6th Pokemon. But I'm pretty sure most people will be traveling with Pikachu or Eevee. And by the way, leave a comment, which one are you gonna get? Oh, also, actually, leaving a like and a comment on any video with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee in the title between now and when the game come out constitutes as an entry towards a giveaway where on the week of the games coming out I will be giving away a copy just to one of you at random, and yes, that is worldwide. So yeah, get those likes and comments going, but let me know which team, Pikachu or Eevee. Anyway, most people will have a Pikachu or an Eevee on their team, which unless you played Pokemon Yellow, having Pikachu on your team was pretty unlikely because Pikachu was otherwise quite rare, and as for Eevee, maybe you did, but usually people evolved it, and these Pikachus and Eevees, they will not be evolving. You can't, sadly. You can evolve Eevee and Pikachu that you find in the wild, just not your partner Pokemon. So, your team might already be different with that, but there are a lot of other differences in the games. For example, in any of the gameplay that you've seen, and some of the gameplay I was lucky enough to play, you may have heard or realized or noticed that there are different Pokemon in the wild. In Viridian Forest, depending on the version, I've noticed that there's either Bellsprout or Oddish, which would be in line with the version exclusives that were in red and blue. So now we've got not only exclusive Pokemon based on the version, but also those Pokemon potentially in different locations to where you would usually expect to find them. This means that you're now taking Oddish into your first gym against Brock, maybe. So your team composition is going to be different that way, but it gets even better, because since we visited Kanto in Fire Red and Leaf Green, there are new types, there are new forms, and there are new moves which are going to wildly change up the way that we play these games. And in fact, one of the new things coming out in Let's Go is the rideable Pokemon, or Pokeride, just like it is in Pokemon Sun and Moon, which means we've got certain Pokemon, Onix, Charizard, I think I saw Lapras, Arcanine, I think is the other confirmed one. These Pokemon, if you have them on your team, you're going to be able to ride around them in the overworld, and that's going to add a whole different experience. And actually, on the note of Onix, that's different as well, because usually if you catch an Onix in your team, unless you're playing Red, Blue, or Yellow, you're probably going to try and evolve it into a Steelix. But now there are a ton of Pokemon that their maximum evolution is whatever it was in Gen 1. Onix, Golbat, Magneton, Rhydon, Tangela, Chansey, Lickitung, Scyther, Seadra, Electabuzz, Magmar. These Pokemon now get a kind of new life. If you've never considered using a Scyther before because maybe you didn't like Scizor, now's the chance, because Scyther is now going to be at the top of its game in Pokemon Let's Go. And while some of those Pokemon were previously reserved for the late game, possibly now with the rearrangement of Pokemon across the region, you might have access to them a little bit earlier. And for Pokemon like Magneton, you've now got the Steel type. Now granted, the Steel type was in Fire Red and Leaf Green, but in that game it only applied to Magneton. Here we have a few more Pokemon, Sandslash and Dugtrio, and if you're thinking, hang on, they're not Steel types, their Alolan forms certainly are, and the Alolan forms have been confirmed or rumored for the game. As to at what point in the game you're going to be able to get them in, whether you have to get them for Pokemon Go and the Go Park, which replaces the Safari Zone, maybe it's a later game thing, or whether they're scattered around the region, or there's a specific place you can go to catch them, the Alolan forms are going to add a whole new type variety to the games. Like I say, you've got Sandslash and Dugtrio adding the Steel type to the roster, so that expands that roster a little bit. Alolan Marowak is now a second Ghost type alongside Gengar, or Alolan Executor, another Dragon type alongside Dragonite. We have Dark Pokemon in Kanto finally. We didn't have that in Fire Red and Leaf Green. Not unless you like traded them in, but now we've got the Dark type Alolan Grimers, Mercs, Persians, and of course Raticates. So now Sabrina's Psychic types are maybe not so powerful, and of course we have Fairy type. Not just Alolan Ninetales, which is both Ice and Fairy, so goodbye Lance, but also Clefable, Wigglytuff, and Mr. Mime were all retyped to Fairy back in Generation 6. This means if they have good Fairy type moves, we're going to see them be real powerhouses in these generation, especially Alolan Ninetales. I expect that one to be particularly good. And on top of all of that, we've just had Mega Evolution confirmed, which, wow, I mean, we know we can get Wild Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. Well, now we can look forward to getting their Mega Evolutions. And against the meta of just over 151 Pokemon, I am almost certain that Mega Mewtwo X and Y will be like absolutely destroying everything. So if you haven't considered using any of these Pokemon before, the Cantonian Pokemon that have Alolan forms, or the Cantonian Pokemon that have Mega Evolutions, Pokemon that would previously evolve but now necessarily don't, Pokemon with new types, or Pokemon with Pokeride, these are the ways in which your adventure through Kanto is going to be wildly different to anyone that you've had before. I am so excited to find out what my team's going to be, and I have some ideas about what I want. I'll definitely do a video about that closer to the time that Let's Go comes out, and any video that in between now and then that has Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu in the title. Any video like that, if you leave a like and a comment, it counts as an entry towards your chance to win a copy of the game. And this is going to be giving one out, it's worldwide. So let me know, what kind of Pokemon do you think you're going to use? How do you think your Cantonian adventure will be different to any before? And as always, soar high, Pokemon Masters.
Next month, I'm looking to move to 3 uploads every single week, and that is because of you who support me on Patreon. Links to Patreon are in the description, but I have to give a shout out to everyone, but especially the big heroes of this month. N3rd For You, UmbreonLibris, and Murray M. Moss. Thank you so much, you heroes.